One critic has pointed out that a reliable way to determine the guilty party in an Agatha Christie novel is to find out when the author wrote the story. If it was after the collapse of her disastrous marriage to the dashing Air Force officer Archie Christie, chances are good that a handsome young man is likely to be involved in the murder. Lawrence Redding, the mastermind behind tonight's shenanigans, is not all that unlike the author's ex. And Christie somewhat unashamedly made the first victim in Murder at the Vicarage an Air Force officer. Agatha Christie got a lot of mileage out of Murder at the Vicarage. It was published as the first Miss Marple novel in 1930, and almost 20 years later, it was turned into a stage play that was a hit of the 1949 London season. The play has since become a popular standard in the repertoires of community and summer stock theaters. Oh, by the way, Joan Hickson, who stars in our series, also appeared in a minor role in some earlier Miss Marples, the popular Agatha Christie films that Margaret Rutherford made in the 1960s. Though relatively unknown in the United States, Miss Hickson is considered one of Britain's most distinguished character actresses. And since her stage debut in 1927, she's continued to perform throughout Britain in theater, films, and on television. American theater audiences may remember her New York performance in Alan Ayckbourn's play called Bedroom Farce, 15 years ago, for which she won the coveted Broadway Tony Award. But throughout her more than 60-year career, no role has endeared her more to audiences worldwide than her current one of Miss Jane Marple. Even Britain's Queen Elizabeth agrees. She conferred the Order of the British Empire on the actress in June 1987 for her portrayal of the Christie detective. Until next time in a new story here on Mystery, I'm Vincent Price. Good night.
I knew I wanted to be an actress when I was a very tiny girl indeed, and I used to get out my best hat, and I used to put it on and caper about in front of the looking glass in my mother's room, but I didn't know what I was doing. And then it all crystallized when, at 5 years old, I went to my first pantomime in London, and it was Cinderella, which is the best pantomime, and it was absolutely magical to me. And I knew then that is what I wanted to do. And I couldn't speak when we came out. We came home, and I couldn't say a word. And then finally, when I'd recovered a bit, I said to my parents, we must go and live next door to that theatre so that I can go in and act whenever I want to. And I never looked back from there. In 1946, I was playing in a play in London, and Agatha Christie had a play on in London too. And I sent her a telegram on her first night. And I was playing in a play actually of hers, but it wasn't a very important play, and it didn't run very well, but I got to know her during that production, you see. And so when her play came on in London, I sent her a telegram, as we all did in those days, and she wrote me a letter. Would you like to hear it? My dear Joan, how nice of you to send me a telegram. I thought the play went well, but the notices have been pretty bad, including the Telegraph and the Herald. I was at the Guinea Pig last night. That was the play in which I was playing at the time, and enjoyed it enormously. I'd like you to play my Miss Marple one day, if I can ever get round to writing another play, Too Many Domestic Chores. Yours, Agatha. Now that's an extraordinary thing, because that was written to me in 1946. And I lost the letter, and my daughter only came across it about 3 years ago when she was scrabbling about in my desk, as daughters do, and we found it, and I thought it was an amazing coincidence. So I showed it to our producer, Guy Slater, and he said it brings me all out in goose pimples, because here you are. I admire Miss Marple enormously. She's got great integrity, and she's as straight as a die, and she believes so much in justice. And I think that's remarkable. I think she's a wonderful woman. I wish I like her, really. Because I think her outlook on life is very splendid, don't you? I don't want to retire at all. I don't think any of us in the theatre ever want to retire. And they want old ladies with wrinkles on television, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, there's close-ups, you can't fake that, can you? And I think I should hate to feel I got to retire. If I did retire, I think people retire far too young, as a matter of fact. You hear a lot of old ladies and gentlemen say, when I retire at 65, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to enjoy myself and do what I want. And in 3 months, they go pop, because your brain gets atrophied and your body gets atrophied, and that is it. But I like going on, as long as I'm allowed to. So I do hope I shall do something quite different and go on doing some acting.